Hello, vinyl community. How is everyone? I hope everybody is doing well. Tonight I thought I'd make a video for one main reason, and I'll tell you about that in a second. I wasn't going to. There's a record show tomorrow. I'm very, very happy about that. I will be going, and hopefully I'll pick up at least a couple of things I'll be able to show. I reorganized my entire record collection. I don't know if you can tell that it looks any different, but I've pulled out, and you guys can let me know what you think of this. I've pulled out pretty much, I made a couple of exceptions, but I pretty much pulled out every double I have in my record room. And I have some shelves in a hallway where I always keep records anyway. And I've organized all of my doubles in alphabetical order there. And I just kept my best play copy, basically, of every record I have, because I was running out of space for things. So now my Beatles collection is about like this now, instead of, and solo Beatles and all my Rockpile albums and my Tony OK albums, and I'm down to one of everything in here. And it just seemed to me to make some sense. I don't know. I'll see how it works. Anyway, this is going to be a recent finds video, and also a VCLT video as well. I got a nice little package today from Jenny, B-Sides, and I knew something was coming because she'd asked for my address, and she sent me a few things, and I have already opened it and I have looked at it, and I'll start out with, she sent me a sticker, a Bone Shaker Hot Wheels sticker. Cool. Couple of cards here. Attacking the Army Base, and High Voltage, what is that, Execution? That's a nice one. And she sent me this really cool Pigash sort of ad for, they do stand-ups, I guess, and all kinds of things. There's the back. This thing's really cool as well. And she also sent me a picture, which I've already framed, a little postcard. I don't know if you can see back there. There's a Norton Records one, and I forget who that is, but I knew. And she sent me this one, which I've already framed, and it's already up on my wall. This is Escarita, and I think this is cool as anything. So I framed it immediately, and I put it next to my other Norton's picture. There we are. And she sent me mainly 3 mixes that she did. This one's a VC Family. This is like sort of a thank you disc for all the people that entered her 125 subs contest. She does awesome covers. I have not clearly listened to any of these yet, but I will on my way to the record show tomorrow. There's the set list for that one, and you can maybe read it. I don't know. And she sent me this one. I'm in love with a spaceman. This is my favorite cover, I think. This is awesome. And she does amazing covers. This is the set list for that one. I used to do CD covers, but since I do my podcast, I don't really have time for it anymore. And when I changed computers, I sort of lost my favorite program as well. And Halloween Treat, B-Sides 2015, and kind of amazingly, there's the set list there. My current podcast up right now, if you're looking for something to listen to on Halloween and you didn't get VCLT from Jenny, check out my podcast. It is a Halloween podcast, and she did not play one song that I played, which is kind of interesting. Anyway, playing in the background, if you can hear it, I got a message from someone that told me that my music was too loud. Now it's probably too quiet, but this is playing in the background right now. So thank you, Jenny. I really, really, really appreciate that. I love VCLT. Chris over at Dixieland Farm told me that VCLT videos are the least watched videos of all of them, but they're my favorites. I rarely skip a VCLT video. I just think it's so cool. Anyway, I got a bunch of recent finds, so we got to get on to those. And there's a story behind this. This is sort of a really cool box I got. It's called Adventures in Stereo, and RCA put it out. And what it is 10 records in here of all sort of ping-pongy stereo records, music of all kinds. There's a really good Martin Gold album in here, and there was one more really good one in here. I can't remember. I'm not going to get it all out. But the reason I bought it is Esquivel's In a Latin Mood is in here, and 3 of the albums are the stereo action albums, which is really cool to get 3 of those, and it didn't cost me a lot of money. So I picked it up, got it, and record 9, even though the sides matched up to sides 17 and 18 as it should be, was a classical album. And I was very, very disappointed. So then I went back online, and there was nothing I could do because it was actually right. It was made that way, so I didn't want to go back to the guy. It wasn't his fault. I found another one missing a record online, really, really cheap. And this person, I emailed him and asked him to make sure that record 9 was the right one. And if it is, sold. And it was, and that came today. And here's what the insides look like. Sort of mini versions of the stereo and action albums, except this time it does say Adventures in Stereo. And this is Esquivel's Latinesque. And there's the record in really nice shape with the label. And I've been looking for Latinesque for a long time. And Latinesque usually goes for more than I paid for both of these. So I have an extra one with only 9 records in it, and one's quite not right. But like I need extra records, right? If anybody's interested in that, let me know. Maybe we can do something. I don't know. Anyway, I thought that was really cool, and now I have Latinesque by Esquivel. Anyway, moving on, more in the same vein. I heard this somewhere. The Big Sound of Billy Strange. I heard his version of the Munsters theme, and I just loved it. And so I got myself a copy. And I actually have played this, amazingly enough for me. You know, I never get to anything. And I love this record. If you like cheesy lounge music, this is a really good record. And the cover's not great, but the record is in really nice shape. It's on GMP Crescendo, which is the same label the Seeds were on. And there you go. And I love this record. I also picked up this one, Mr. Guitar, Billy Strange. I don't have any high hopes for this one. It kind of came as a package deal. And this one is on Sunset Records. Some more video. Haven't gotten to this. This is Quad. Channel Stereo Enoch Light. It's sort of a greatest hits put out on his Project 3 label. It's still in shrink. And there's the Project 3. It's in a nice plastic coated sleeve. I didn't do that. It came that way. And I haven't gotten to this either, but this should be a pretty cool record as well, and I look forward to hearing it. There's the back. Changing velocity here. The Marshmallow Overcoat. This is sort of a compilation, I believe, of just about everything they did. I still have the banner in it from the guy I bought it from. I listened to a little of this online. I forgot. Maybe somebody mentioned them, or maybe I just stumbled upon them. I can't remember. But and it's on colored vinyl, I believe, although I don't know what color. I haven't opened it yet. But look forward to hearing this. They were in the 80s, early 90s, I think. Sort of garage site kind of band. And look forward to it. been wanting this actually for a while, mainly for one song, The Lost Notebooks of Hank Williams. This is a Various Artists album. I'm not even sure who put this out. CBS had something to do with it. Jack White's on here doing You Know That I Know, which is a song I absolutely heard and love. But there's a lot of country songs. Bob Dylan's on here. Norah Jones, Alan Jackson's on here. Vince Gill, Lucinda Williams, Patty Loveless, Levon Helm, Sheryl Crow, Merle Haggard. There's the set list there. So this is a pretty cool, rootsy sort of album, and I look forward to giving this a spin. One of my favorite movies, great soundtrack, had to get it. A Touch of Evil. It's a reissue. Didn't cost me a whole lot. It's on a label called Poppy Disc. I have no idea who they are, but Henry Mancini did it. And if you've ever seen the opening scene of this movie, the music is just fantastic. Just really cool noir jazz, and I look very much forward to hearing this as well. This also looks really cool. Atlantic Club and Soul Deep Cuts Right Now. It's a 2-record set put out by Fantastic Voyage Records, and it's got some really great old R&B songs on it, including a song I've been looking for on vinyl for a long time by a guy called Young Jesse. Shuffle in the Gravel is on here, and I just love that song, so look forward to hearing that one as well. These are all, by the way, pretty much online buys. Wanda Jackson, Rockin' with Wanda. I always get Wanda when I see her reasonably cheap. This is a reissue on Wax Time, and besides always buying Wanda, I have it on a single, but as a bonus cut, Funnel of Love is on here. It's my favorite Wanda song of all time, and my single isn't in the best condition, and I look forward to giving this a spin. Put Your Cat Clothes On, the unreleased Carl Perkins. This is just an album of outtakes and things like that. Norton put this out, I thought so. But oddly, Blue Suede Shoes Take 1, which I've heard before, is not on here. But this should be a good spin as well. Love Rockabilly and Carl Perkins. Here are the Sonics. Reissue again on Norton. Yep. The reissue of their first album with a couple of bonus tracks, including Santa Claus and Don't Believe in Christmas. The 2 Christmas songs are on here as bonus tracks. So that's really cool. In fact, I'll put that down here. My Christmas pile. We'll be doing a Christmas podcast soon. Kinks British Greatest Hits on Pi. I always pick these sorts of things up when I don't have them and they're cheap. It's got a gatefold. Yeah, kind of a cool picture inside. Cool Kinks album. This I've had on CD. I didn't love it, but I found it on vinyl cheap, and I was like, I'm going to grab this. Shangri-La. This is a tribute to the Kinks. Put out in 1989, actually, on Imaginary Records. And it has the Chesterfield Kings on it. Flesh Tones are on it. It's largely garage bands doing Kinks covers. The Chesterfield Kings do Live Life from their Sleepwalker album. They didn't stick to early Kinks. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, but there you go. Kinks, Shangri-La. Now, I finally went to my local record store the other day, and I picked up quite a few things, and I averaged out a little more than $6 an album, which is a little bit high for what I usually do, but I got a couple of really good things at the end, and the things at the end are always what jacks the price up. We'll start out with this probably 80s reissue of Singing to My Baby, Eddie Cochran. This is, I believe, a little bit later album, as he's not, I don't believe, doing rock and roll really. He slowed it down by this point. Tom Jones, Funny Familiar Forgotten Feelings. I did not know this album, but there's a lot of really good songs on here. Ring of Fire, 16 Tons, He'll Have to Go, Cool Water, Mohair Sam. I couldn't resist. It was only a couple of bucks. I thought this was really cool. The Drifters, Ruby Baby, one of their earlier albums. And this is clearly a reissue on Atlantic. And if you can see that, it is clearly a Japanese reissue. There's no obi strip. But this thing is like in minty condition. And it was fairly cheap, believe it or not. So I have been really into this man lately, and I know this is one of his better albums. This is Darren, Bobby Darin on Agco Records. Clementine is on this one, which was a big hit for him. Any other hits here real quick? Pete Kelly's Blues is on here as well. Bobby Darin. Really happy to get this. The Jam sound effects. The original copy, it's in decent shape. It's got my favorite Jam song on it of all time, which I'm not going to remember the name of. That's Entertainment. Love that tune. So the Jam sound effects. I know I showed one of these in one of my last videos. The Birds, the Bees, and the Monkeys. Just as I told you, I put all my doubles away. This I might be keeping out and putting my other one away. I'll have to play it. But this one's actually on Sundays, which is why I bought it. It's not the Rhino reissue. It's a later Sundays reissue on heavier vinyl. So I wanted to check that out. In fact, I'm going to check the label of that out. I forget what it looks like. It kind of looks like the Cold Gems label, only Sundays. Stone Roses 12-inch, One Love. Back with Something's Burning and One Love, the 7-inch version. I love the Stone Roses. And this is the only original Stone Roses I have of any sort. On, of course, the infamous Silvertone records that they were on. If you guys don't know the Stone Roses, check them out. Very late 80s, early 90s band. And their first album is just fantastic. Again, speaking of Christmas, I'd never seen this before. 12 Songs of Christmas, Bill Doggett. It is on King. And could come in useful. And I kind of like the cover, to be honest. And again, I didn't know this album. It's not in amazing shape, but it's in reasonably good shape. Again, it only cost me a couple of bucks. Put this in my Christmas pile as well. Victoria Williams, Swing the Statue. That's what I thought it said. I don't know this album, although I have heard it but a long, long time ago when it came out in the early 90s. Or very late 80s. Trying to see when it came out here. 1990. And this is an original album on vinyl. I've never seen one on vinyl. And Tarbelly and Featherfoot was the song that got airplay on here. But her version of Summer of Drugs, which Soul Asylum did, is on here as well. And like I said, I have heard this album, but it's been a long time. So I was really happy to pick this up. I thought this was a fantastic find. Now we go back to that stuff. These are the Stereo Action albums, if you don't know. They all have a cutout somewhere. Usually they're white. This one is silver. The Sound the Eyes Can Follow. This is Manny Ablum, More Double Exposure. And these guys just ping pong all over the place. And they're really heavy vinyl and they're heavy covers. And they're just cool things. And you can usually pick them up really cheap. And I do, except I don't always know which ones I have. Now we're getting into the better finds. I thought this was an amazing find. The Essential, Perry and Kingsley. And if you don't know who these guys are like the kings of the ping pong effect and very, very early users of Moog. In fact, these guys are credited with the first guys to ever actually use Moog in an actual song as opposed to just making noise. And they explained the way they did it in here, and they didn't actually play it. They played a bunch of notes, and then they just edited it together to come up with songs. Not much to look at on the back, but really, really cool stuff here. And it's a 2-record set, and it's on Vanguard Records, and I have played one side of this, and this is an awesome record. Couple more here. I couldn't pass this up. 16 original classics reefer songs. These are all from like the 20s to the early 40s. And they're all songs about reefer, including Use a Viper, which Alex Chilton recorded. I'm trying to think if there's any more that I know. Probably should admit to knowing any of them. I might have heard Reefer Man before. Anyway, there's the track listings. Can't see which side it is. I don't know if you can see any of that or not, but anyway, this is, I think, a really, really cool album. And one more, and this is the best thing I got. P.F. Sloan, Songs of Our Times. I love P.F. Sloan. This guy wrote some of the best songs in the 60s, period. And he also was the lead singer for the first Grassroots album. So Where Were You When I Needed You, Things We Said Today, that's this guy. He wrote that whole album too. But his version of Eve of Destruction is on here. His version of I Get Out of Breath, which is a Turtle song, is on here. See if there's any more. Take Me For What I'm Worth, The Searchers did, is also on here. Amazing shape. Just, it's got an original hype sticker in the corner, and just this for me was the find of the day. P.F. Sloan, Songs of Our Times. Well, that about does it. Thanks for watching. Thanks again to Jenny. B-Side's fantastic. Loved VCLT. And thank you so much for sending it. I really, really appreciate it. And thanks everybody for watching. Check out my podcast. Halloween episode up right now. Hope everybody's well. Been watching your videos. Have been catching up on my comments. I don't know if any of you have noticed that. Some of you might have gotten flooded with my responses. But I have been doing my best to catch up on those in the last couple of days. Hope you're all well, and catch you next time, and thanks for watching. Bye.